Okay, so let's open them here. 1, 2, 3. We look at the data. Do you see what I see? This is on the official company register. And I have emails and phone number and personal ones. So this is going to go into my list. This is where the whole directory is. And then I'm going to take one of these examples, this one. And this is also one of my favorite sources, actually. Do you have an idea on what's the number here? Company registers, it's in the millions. On the leads, so this is a leads track. We reversed a little bit this month, but I think this was actually the next logic point to do together. And it's about how to find the lead sources and just guiding you guys with some good practices. That's what we will do for just 5 minutes very quickly, and share with you guys the link and show you the template that we use to score the sources. And finally, I want to spend as much time as possible doing it in front and with you guys on how we go about finding sources. And the whole idea here is that we all need to find lead sources, especially B2B lead sources for our clients or for ourselves. And that's actually the second step in our data value chain. So last week we did the defined structure. I hope you guys were able to digest all that we talked about, and I think Ryan and with other people we followed up on the potential and the power of vectorial data. So please, you guys, do your homework on vectorial data and how much impactful it can be, because we have prepared our databases to be vectorial, so we can benefit from it. And we are building a native integration for RTILA with Quadrant vectorial database, and also PostgreSQL. We enabled the vectorial feature of it. So we are all going very vectorial, the software and ourselves with our methodology. So now that we saw the structure, now the second point is about the sources. And the idea about the sources is that there's actually, it's like the elephant in the room. There's so many B2B leads openly hidden on the web, public databases, and they often even publish the email, the phone numbers of the businesses, but also sometimes of the people themselves. And we could like kind of find hundreds and hundreds of lead sources, but when it comes to scraping them, as you know, Eli, it takes a bit of time with RTILA to build the scraper and pagination and all that. So we have to be careful, and we need a methodology on how we select our sources to make the best out of it when we scrap them with RTILA. And then we can create a primary, like a level 1 priority of sources. Once we exhaust them and we make sales or we leverage them, then we can go to the secondary value sources and we organize ourselves. Time is the commodity that we need to save, and that's the purpose of this, is how can we make the best use of our time. So I'll jump right into the first point that we talked about, which is the good practices. So what are the good practices? And we try to always just remember 3 things for every point, the rule of 3. So the first rule is that do not judge a source on the first or the second listing that you find on that source. So let's say you're on a directory or a trade fair website or whatever, and then you just open the first listing or the second. That's often where we misjudge those sources. Either there are more information than what we think in there, or there is not enough because the first example was actually just by luck the most complete. So the best way to really miss or evaluate the sources is to I personally open 10 listings out of any source. Sometimes I go even to the second page and I open another 5 or 10. So always open 5 to 10 listings and look at them and look at what data is available. Is it valuable? How many pages in the pagination? So that my time can be good. So that's the number 1. Go beyond the first or second listings. And then sometimes inside a website, and then you open the profile of a company or anything, there are often tabs, and sometimes we miss those tabs or secondary links where actually there is more data. For example, you may have, we will see later on, you may have some trade fairs websites that actually show the people contact on another tab, and you need to click that tab to access that information. Sometimes you have to collapse and uncollapse some sections and so on. And the third rule is that sometimes valuable information is not visible, but it's in there, in the source code. And I will show you an example with Etsy, for example, where actually there is in the source code, in the metadata, sometimes some valuable data. So those are the rule of 3. And maybe before I forget, I will show you what it means when I say there is valuable data in the source code. So let's go to etsy.com. And if you go to, let's say, any product, and let's say you want to scrape products of a given category. If I do right-click, inspect, so here we have the title, we have the price, we have the, how you call it, the descriptions and all the options and so on. But sometimes when I open the source code here, I hope it's not too small, but I collapse the body. The body is where the main HTML is of the page. And then you have a section called the head. And this head section often have the SEO data, like the keywords for SEO, but sometimes you have some more data. So let's look at this one. And I want to show you a few things. I hope they still display that. So here you see there is property description. This is the description that they use for SEO purposes. So sometimes instead of getting it from the noise here, you can get it from here directly. You have the direct listing URL that we can pick up from here. And RTILA is able to catch a meta tag just by its name. So if you put in the meta tag name or description or property, it will catch what is inside here. But there is something else that I wanted to show you. You see the price is already here in the meta. So sometimes you see here you have the regular price $15.99, discounted price $7.99. But the official price is always here and it's called price amount. And the currency, instead of me trying to extract USD from the HTML, I have it straight away in the meta tag. It tells me what is the currency in which the price is displayed. And there are so many things like this. And then here, there is also some other information that are very useful. Let's see. Script. I was looking for the date of publication. There is a date. Let's hope it's there. Let's try this out. Control F, date. Sorry, I'll go back up. But the last time I tried, there is something where there is the date that this product was published. And I can't find it in this product. Yes, I can't find it here. But sometimes you will have also, like if it's a blog, you will know how old is this entry, and the date is very useful. But this was just to share with you guys that there is data that is not visible. And if you just remember that in the head of any HTML page, you may find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 valuable data in there. Any question? Eli and the team, please stop me. I'm going fast on this one just to cover the concept and the good practice. And also you guys have your own good practice, so please don't hesitate to chip in. Okay, I see we're good. Let's go to the next one. The next one is about the actual template source. So you will receive this as well, or you can just zoom on this. I'm using a bit.ly bit.ly/AIA-sources-template, and it will bring you to this template right here. And I'm going to explain this template very quickly so that you get the concept of it and maybe adapt it to your own liking. So this summarizes a little bit all our good practices. And what you guys can do is that you can come here, file, and then make a copy and call it with your own and work on that copy. So I'm going to do exactly that. So let's call this project 1 AIA find sources template. I make a copy of our template, and this is what I'm going to use for this project or for this client. And you can use the first 2 lines that I have shared with you guys. Is it okay, dark mode? Eli, is it readable for you guys?
Yes, actually it's better because the colors, the contrast is good.
Excellent, excellent. I'm colorblind, so sometimes I have a bad judgment on these things. So let's look at the columns. Of course, the source name. And then we have two columns about the URLs. And this is important because when you work with developers or if you want to go fast in verifying your data sources, forgive me, it's good to have these two URLs. First, the URL that brings you to the directory page, not the home page of the website, and then your developer has to find where are the exhibitors, where are the listings. This is where we put the actual page where we find all the individual listings. So I'm going to open this one just to show you guys how it looks. So this is what allow me to come and see, oh yes, this is the directory or the landing page where all the individual listings are. So I do not take the BAU homepage because that will take us a couple of clicks to find that. So that's what we do on column B. And then on column C, you want the listing URL of one specific entity. So on that same trade fair, I'm going to choose preferably the most complete profile because that's the profile I will use to build my RTILA template. And if you take a non-complete profile, you will forget to create some fields. So here I can see that there is a company name, the booth number, there is a description on what they do, and there is a contact person with the first name, last name, the position of the person, the phone number, and the email address. And then I have the business address, business phone number, and business website URL. You see, this is a lot of good data. And this is a good example, and that is why when I did the priority here, actually this is priority 1. So you can change the scoring, but like for me personally, if an entry has a good number of green on the right side, which is, let's go see those greens here. There's somebody who wants to join the call. Just 1 second. Yeah, that's the difficult part. We will solve this hopefully soon. So I'm going to just admit, sorry guys, William. Let's admit William and go back. William, are you in or good? Okay. Back to the screen sharing. So this example that I have just shown you just now, and I should use my copy of it, this one. When I was looking at the exhibitor here, you can see that we have the business information and then personal information. And both of them, we need to capture them. So first, I saw that in the listing, there was a business URL, business social media, business address. Wait, actually, let me go back to this exhibitor. Let's see if there is social media for a business. I don't see social media, so I made a mistake here. So this is a good learning. So there is no social media information. So it becomes black or no color. But there is a business address, postal address. There is a business phone number, a business email address. And then also there is people data, humans, which is Alexander Jima here in this case. So I put yes, there is people name, personal position, personal social, no. There's no social media on this one. But there is a personal postal address, no. There is a personal phone, yes, and there is a personal email. So now you can see that the more greens you have, the more qualitative the source is. And that's how I try to judge it. And then the second parameter is the quantitative one. If a URL has at least 500 entries or 1,000, then it becomes #1 priority. So if it has enough contact, let's say 3 contact points like phone number, email, and website. From the website, I can find the social media. So it becomes valuable, 3 contact points. If it has more than 500 or 500 entries, this is already worth spending 1 hour or half an hour to develop this automation or this scrapping. That's how we judge it. Now let's look at the second example. The second example here is the Y Combinator startup listing, which is also quite interesting. So let's open Y Combinator and see how we scored this. So Y Combinator has 5,000 plus companies that are listed in their directory. And this is the page where we can see all the companies. And then let's open one of them. Let's say DoorDash. And what data do we have? So we have the website, business URL, business name, description. And we have here the LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and Crunchbase of the company. So these are the socials of the company. And then we have the people and their social media of the people. There is no phone number, no email of the people. There is no email of the business, but we have the socials. And we also have some other valuable information. So for this source, this is how I'm going to score it. First, there is 5,000 plus entries, which is very good. And then I went here and I just put the green for business URL, yes, business socials, yes, business address, yes. There is no business phone number, there is no business email, but there is personal founder names, there is personal positions, their founder, co-founder, CEO, and there is the social media of the individuals. So this source, although there is no phone number, no email address, neither for the business, neither for the people, you could have thought that I can disqualify it, but actually no. It is very high value because it has a relationship between multiple people in a company, and we have their social media. So we can then go and enrich and find the contacts. Therefore, this source is still priority one from my perspective, because there is 5,000 of them, 5,000 multiplied by 3 founders, that's 15,000 contact points. It is worth developing this automation. Now, don't do it, guys. We did it for you. We will share the template with the agent program first, and then we will share it with the public. So we've done it, and we're just using this as an example of how you score. And then you can apply your own qualitative score depending on the industry that you're targeting and the quality of the data and how old the data. You can say it's high, medium, and how well is maintained. That data is maintained by the source. And once you do that and you have 20, 30, so what we advise is that you come up with at least 20, 30, 50 sources, so that when you add up the entries of the valid ones, you have at least 100,000 potential leads, because out of 100,000 scrapped leads, maybe only 10,000 or 5,000 will be valuable. So you have to go to volume, and that's what we don't realize at the beginning. And we propose this template for you guys to guide you. So this is how we score and how you can adapt it to your industry. Go ahead and copy it and start doing it and scoring your own sources. Now, let's go back to the presentation. And please stop me if you have questions. Otherwise, we can allocate much more time in the question and answer sections. But now that we have seen the principles and the template for scoring, I wanted to spend as much time as possible taking your questions, Guy, or your advice on going now on using Google to find some sources. So let's find some subject. Eli, is there any subject that you want to find leads, B2B leads about?
I'll tell you what, let's do something a bit different. Let's do maybe chocolatiers.
What is that? Chocolatiers?
Chocolatiers? Yes.
Can you spell it, please? Chocolatiers.
Does anybody know how to spell chocolatiers?
Oh, is it chocolate? The people who make chocolate?
That's right.
Ah, chocolatier, chocolatiers. In which, okay. That's a very good one. You know, I lived in Switzerland for 5 years. And with my wife, we always
know how to spell chocolatiers. Then.
Yeah, I just didn't get it. But
I think it's CHOCOLATIERS.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you. Yes, actually, it's the same as the French. So here is how. So depending on the industry that you're looking at, there are few. Merci. Thank you, Ryan. There are few ways of finding sources, and I forgot to mention, but there is mainly 3 types of sources, and Alan, we've gone through this in our sessions, you're familiar with it. But you have trade fairs. For this specific example, Eli, there is a lot of trade fairs that are about either food and beverages, F&B, or there are full trade fairs dedicated to chocolate. Or you think again and you try to enlarge, I would go and find trade fairs about patisserie, in English, you say patisserie? Pastries. Yeah, pastries may include chocolate or at least chocolate cakes. So I would first brainstorm with my team or even alone what kind of trade fairs would these kind of businesses go to or exhibit in, so that I can find them in those trade fairs and reach out to them. So that's what we're going to do for Chocolatier. It's a very good example for trade fairs, but some examples or some industries, trade fair is not going to be your best choice. And I will try to show you another example. Maybe if it's a regulated company, maybe you can find a directory of the certification they have, and the regulator will have a directory of all those certified entities. If it's you can find them in business associations, for example, Women Business Entrepreneurs of Ontario, and then there will be a listing of that association with all the women businesses in that area. That's also a very good source. So these are the things that you need to think of, what kind of website is more likely to aggregate the kind of businesses that I'm looking for, and also what kind of website would actually promote them so that they can share their data. I don't want a closed source. And we are talking about free, public, B2B lead sources that you just need to find by yourself. So now that I talked about those, let's look at Chocolatier trade fairs and see if we can find something. So what I would do is, there is an important thing about trade fairs also, Eli, is that the good thing with trade fairs is that they have a time validity. So I will look, is this trade fair from 4 years ago, or is this trade fair happening in June? That means that all the exhibitors that will be listed right now is very fresh data, because they're going to exhibit next month, they registered this month, therefore they're not closed, they're still alive, and they're right now ears and eyes open before they go to the trade fair. So the time is very important and is very valuable with the trade fair. So let's look at Chocolatier or Chocolate trade fair. I'm going to throw a lot of keywords and then we can fine tune. Exhibitors list. Okay, so there is Chocolate Netherlands and there is exhibitors. So Netherlands is also a big, so I think Belgium is also a big chocolate country. Let's see first if we can find an actual directory of exhibitors here. So it's taking a bit of time. Oh, this is, okay, let's do the exercise. They tell us how many companies there is. There is 164 companies. So let me take this and I go to my list here and I'm going to add this here. And this is called Chocoa NL. Chocoa NL in Netherlands. And I don't know if you saw, but they had 164. Okay, I'm going to put it here. 164 entries. I don't score it yet. Let's go through our principles. So I was saying you should open at least a few of them. So what do we have? Title, company name, description. Is this their website? Yeah, it looks like their website, and their LinkedIn. This is business LinkedIn. Let's open another one. Let's open Sunbeth. Sunbeth, what do we have? We also have social media actually, and the website, and the description, and the business name. Okay, I'll go to another one. LinkedIn, social media, website, description, business name. Let's go to a few more. This one only has a Facebook and the business name. Okay, no problem. Let's go to this one. Just the website. Let's take some others. This one, nothing. Okay, I think now we've done like 5, 6, 7, but it's apparent that the maximum information we have is company name. And this is important also, company logo, because I may want to have this in my directory. Company logo, company name, description, website, and business social media. So let's go to my source here. And what do I have here? So this is like, let's call it food and beverages. Biz URL, yes. So business social media, yes. Business address, no, I didn't see the business address. So there is no business address. So business address, I put no. And then business phone, I didn't see any business phone in the first 10. Business email, they don't publish the email. Now let's go a bit more on the right. And then for almost everything else, we didn't see any personal data. So I'm going to put no all over the place. This is a good, bad example because I only have 2 contact points and there is only 164 entries. It's going to take me at least half an hour, 1 hour to develop the RTILA scraping bot. Out of the 164 entries, maybe only 10 of them are actually really valid. I'm going to spend 1 hour of my time for 10 leads, and I'm not sure if this is valuable because it's such a small quantity. So this, I will keep it, but I will give it 3, like it's like very low priority. If really I don't find better, and I'm really like I value the Chocolatier, then I will go back to them. But at the moment, I would say it's low priority. Quality maybe okay, medium. But it's such a small number with such a small contact channels. Okay, let's look at the second one now. I continue here. Salon du Chocolat, that sounds French. And this is 2023. This was 2024. And this is 2025. So I was talking, guys, about the timing. So I may be more interested in 2025 or even put 2025 in my search. But let's look at this one just for the sake of scoring it again. Okay, maybe this is not so good sign. If already as a human they're asking for for verification, but let's see how many they have. So okay, we have here, let's go down, there is 22 pages and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 per page, 22 pages, 220 entries. Is it really worth it? Because that's a small number. And then what kind of data we have? This is not clickable. We only have the country, the website, the logo, no social media, no phone number, and only 200 of them. I will pass. I will pass, but I will save it just so that nobody try to scrape it again. This is not really good for us. So I'm going to put it here. Salon du Chocolat. Chocolat. And this also is a 3, but there were 220. And they just have the business URL. There is no social media. There is the business address, but basically just the country. And that's all there is. So I will put no in the other blocks, but you got the point. No, actually, if you can be disciplined in this exercise, it's very valuable. We often take shortcuts, but this is probably one of the activities that you do not want to do the shortcuts. Because for us as business owners or as business managers, we want to make sure that we will give it to our technical team or our marketing team. So we need to ensure that we give them enough volume and qualitative data so that then we can like take a step back because we've ensured the discipline at this level. So this is usually the exercise that is good to do with the management so that we don't miss valuable things. So I capture it, even if it's not good, just that somebody else doesn't search again for it. Let's look now at some other ones. So this is 2025 IBA trade fair. Let's look at this. Okay, so it's less visual, but there is company names here, or these are actually subcategories. So there's many exhibitors. This is not, is this about chocolate? It's more about pastry and food, which is okay, bakery and pastry. So let's estimate how many listings are here because they are not doing the count. So there are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 25 per page, and 24 per page. And then I think it's A, B, C, D, Z something. It's by alphabetic, I think. If I click everything, so I clicked everything. Let's see if there is more than 25. Yes, there's more than 25. Now we're probably in about the hundreds. And you see, you can see that it's an unlimited scroll. It's scrolling and it's scrolling again. So this looks good. I think we're already over 200. So quantity-wise, okay, we've reached the bottom. Quantity-wise, we can keep this. Now let's look at the kind of data we have. So I'm going to open 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's look at the data. Okay, we have business name, we have address, or at least the city, we have their tags, description, yeah, full address. We have a person with the photo of the person, the name, the title. And here, guys, it's very important that you investigate further when you see that if there is an email or not. So usually, sometimes the website will block you from contact. You have to go through the website and register. So that means that we can't get the data. You see, I have to register and send the message through the platform. Sometimes this button will actually have the email on it. So that means that even though the email is not appearing text-wise, the email is in the background. And I need to really hover over it or inspect. And then I click again this here. And I look inside this element in case the email is actually in there. But right here, there's just the right text image. But in many cases, you will see that the email address is actually displayed in the source code. So that's also a good learning. But unfortunately here, we don't have that. We don't have social media about the people. We don't have social media about this first business. We basically only have the name. And every time we need to write to them through the website. So let's look at the second listing, in case they display at least social media. So we only have the website. I don't see any social media. Now you see, there are emails. So if I only had checked this one, I would have thought we never get the email. But actually now already on the second, I noticed that they may display the email on each different branch. And now I see also a phone number. And now I see contact. Okay, multiple contacts, even if I don't have their data. Okay, let's look at the third one. The third one has website, products, posts. Okay, the tags we know, address. Okay, nothing new to discover. The same. Okay, I think it's now evident. We've noticed at least those who had, this was the best. The most complete was the second one. This one was the best example. So I would use this as my best direct listing example. Here, this is called EBA Trade Fair. EBA Trade Fair. And then I will come back and get all the exhibitors URL and I put it in the second column B. Now I'm doing the job properly. Here I think we have at least 250. You should check better. This is also pastries. Now the business URL, yes, we saw it. Business social media. Did we see social media? No, huh? I don't think so.
No, there wasn't at all.
Yeah, so no social media for the business. So let's do that. It's no. There is a postal address for the business, yes. There is business phone number, even if it's not always, but if it's there for a few of them, I will say yes. There is business email, yes, also for some of them. And then at the level of the humans, do we have somebody's name, a person name? Because it's always good to have a person name even when you address the company. And it has, so for me, it has value. And we also have the position of that person, which is also very good for us for targeting. There is no social media of the people. There is no personal address of the people. There is no personal phone and no personal email. But it's not too bad. This is already much better than my other example here, the one above. Here I have much more greens, 250 pastries. I would give it a priority 2. Yeah, even though it's a bit low in terms of number, but I can get to it as a second priority. So here, quality or I would say medium, and I think you got the point of the exercise. Yeah. So this is when you search for trade fairs, you can use different prompts, but usually I like to include exhibitors list, exhibitors directory, because I'm not interested in trade fair websites that do not publish their exhibitors. That's why I put exhibitors in the search. Now, there is another way, Eli, to go about this. Can you think of a certification that the chocolatier could have or should have before they can sell chocolate in the UK or worldwide?
It doesn't come to mind, to be honest.
Like in the US, there is FDA. I think, Zach, is it FDA for food?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Okay, another question. Let's try. You know, we humans, when we group each other, we always create industry associations. Is there an associations of chocolatier worldwide or in my country? So that's my next source that I'm going to try. So I'm going to put here. Let's try with the International Association of Chocolatier, chocolate manufacturer, maybe, or something like that. Let's try that like this, and then I want to use again a keyword that tells me that that website has a listing. So usually when you have an association, they don't say exhibitors, they will say our members directory. So that's what I'm going to use here, members directory. That's usually what brings some good results. So I go with this fat search. Oh, find chocolate industry association. Oh, so the keyword is industry association. Okay, I'll remember this. International confectionery, and they have members. Find chocolatier with soy. ICCO, International Cocoa Organization. That sounds good. PMCA, Professional Manufacturing Confectioners Association. Eli, another keyword popped up. Confectioners. I didn't know it in English, but apparently confectioners is about making kind of sweet food. Something like that. So this becomes a keyword for me as well. So let's do this these first ones and look at what we can find. So find Chocolate Industry Association, and what I want is the directory of members. Is there such a thing? So they have here FCIA members, and they have a link to their website, you see? So all we get is a URL, and maybe there is 100, 200. This is not going to help me, yeah? So I will just pass it for now, but this is not a good example. Let's go on to the International Confectionery Association. Now let's look at this, and we are already in the members area. So what do we have as information? We have the website, the name, and that's it. Not much data on which I can work, so I pass this as well. Let's go to this one. What do we have here? There's only 3 or 4. We are membership, but they don't display the members. Let's see. Economy, projects, about cocoa. This is part of the things you really need to go into the menus, because sometimes they kind of hide it and you have to dig. There is a shop. Maybe we can open it just in case. And then where you need to look also is in the footer, because sometimes they put that in the footer. Okay. There's no such things. So unless in the shop it's a marketplace. No, it's not a marketplace. Then I pass. So let's go see if we can find another industry association that can actually be valuable for us. Here, members directory of ESMA. We will see that, we will look at that, and then we will look at, oh, find Chocolate Industry Association on Facebook. Let's just open it to see if we can find something. And then we have hospitality chain chocolate. List of bean to bar chocolate manufacturers. This is a Wikipedia link. Let's just open it and see if this can make sense. Now we start to have some national association. Belgian chocolate, Organic Europe, Cocoa Foundation, and Academy of Chocolate. Okay, let's try these guys. And if it's not bearing fruit, then maybe association directories are not so powerful for us. So here we have, okay, we have 12 pages of 4, 8, 12. Okay, 12 by 12. That's how much? That's 144. It's not a big amount, but let's open 3, 4, 5, 6 and see if we have qualitative data. We have logo, company name, description, some visuals, organic. We have social media for the business. We have the website, we have the address, we have the phone number, and we have people name and different emails. Now that's interesting. Even though it's 144, but actually gets quite a good number of data. So let's look at the others as well. And I have photo of the person. So this is considered, I think, the direct, this gentleman name is Ola. So this is a personal email, personal phone number, personal email. Okay, that's a good sign. And here, again, personal email, double email. Maybe this is business email. This is personal email. So this looks quite good, even though they have a small number. Again, I have the photo, name, person in Italy, lots of social media. So I think we have enough to score this source. So let's take the most complete. Which one is the most complete with social media? This one has 2 social media. I saw one that had 4 or 5 social media. This one, because this will be my model to build the RTILA properties. So I'll use this one as the example. If I find another one better, let's see. Yeah, that was the most complete. So let's go and add this. This was the most complete single example, single URL. Then I'm going to take the home page with all the members and I put it in column B. And this was called ESMA, esma.org. Now here, so let's do it this way. I don't want to use the link as it doesn't appear well, ESMA like this. Okay. 144, 12 by 12. This was FNB as well, I think. You guys can be more precise than me. So we had business URL, yes. Business social media, yes. Business address, yes. Business phone, yes. Continue. Business email address, yes. Person name, yes. Person role, I don't remember. Yes, export manager, brand manager, that's very good. I know the role that can help me to better craft my message. Personal social media, no. But personal address, I don't think so. No personal address. Postal address, no. So no postal address or location for the person, but person phone, yes. Some of them, they display the personal phone number. And let's go to the right. And personal email, yes. So this is so far probably the most complete that we have right now, roughly speaking. So this, although it's a small number, I will still put it as a 2. Not number 1, but it's a 2. And I will keep it as medium as well. So this is a bit harder to find good examples with associations, but usually with international associations where they have thousands of members. That's why I usually look for international associations before I look into national or regional associations. So you can see here that there is 7,200 followers. So most probably who follows the fine chocolate industry associations are also chocolatier. So I may want to scrape this Facebook group, and we have a Facebook group scraper also with RTILA. So maybe you have to become a member, and then we can check that. So I'll put this aside as a Facebook group. Let's look at this one, hospitality chain. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 20, 40. Okay, this is getting in the 100. This is getting in 200, and there are 3 pages. So this, and if I click here to see the last page, because sometimes only the first 3 pages, but they have more than that. You see here, page 6. So it's actually, there's more than what I thought. So let's go back at the bottom again and make sure that we've uncovered the whole pagination. Yeah, so there are 6 pages of quite a number. 6 pages, I would say at least of 50. So that's a 300 listings. Now let's open a few of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's read more is the same. Okay, sorry, this was the home page where we find them. So let's look at them one by one. What do we have? We have the map. We could probably get the geolocation, the name, yeah, location here with the city, the address, the website. Yes, it's clear there. We have advertisement. What else we have? You have to message them. We have to message through this company. But this social media, is it this website social media or is it the listing social media? And actually when you hover, it's not the listing company social media, it's this whole website. So that means that there is no social media. There is no social media, there is only the website, and I don't get much information. So although there is a big number, it's quite a lot of work to actually get contact details. So I'm gonna skip this one. I think we have plenty better candidates. So let's move on. And here from Wikipedia, we only get the website and the location, no contacts, so we skip. Secrets of Belgian chocolate. What do we have here? They have members. I don't see any members directory. Let's go at the footer bottom. No. Let's move. This is IOFM, Organic Europe. So how many pages? There is 5. Next, last page. Let's see the last page, how many? Last page is 8. And 8 pages, how many results per page? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 8 by 25. That's 400. That's 200. Okay, 200. It's still a bit low, but let's open 3 or 4 of them. Let's go 5 or 6 even. Okay, let's look at the quality of the data. Country, company name, phone number. This is interesting. Let's see here what happened when I click here, the contact. It's a form, so we can't get it. We can't get the contact. Let's look, let's sneak in. Let's go in a Spectre and see, just in case they also display something here. Radio key, envelope. Sometimes they display the email, but here they're not displaying the email. But what is in here? Sometimes it's hidden. Now, and let's look at the form. And the form here, sometimes they will put the email address to whom they're gonna send the actual form. So if you're lucky, name at company. So these guys are smart. They're hiding it. Take the most. Oh, that's an AI. So the AI note takers, they also put messages in the chat, like you said. It disturbed me. I thought somebody was asking a question, but you guys got it. We can't get the email. Maybe there is phone numbers. So let's go see the next one. Phone numbers, website. Okay, no email. So we forget about the email. What else do we have? Yeah, and is it satisfactory to us? Phone number, email. But sometimes we get the person name, even though we don't get the contact, but we get the person name. So let's look at another few. Yeah, Julie. So that starts to be interesting because I could scrape them on LinkedIn later on because I have the name. So I will not throw away this source. Let's do our little job. So this is the listing. This is called EFOAM, EFOAM. And then I was saying that it was 25 by 8, that was 200. This was organic food. So business URL, yes. Social media, Eli, do you remember? No, there was no social media. Let's double check. I didn't see social media. No, no social media. No social media. Business address, yes. At least we get the country. Business phone, yes, we saw it. Business email address, no. And then we have personal name, yes. And position also, I saw it sometimes. Position, yes. Personal social, no. Personal address, no. No phone, no personal phone, and no personal email. So that's it for this one. I will put it a 3 because we will have to go and scrape on LinkedIn and his additional work. So I will put it low. So I think hopefully this is enough for you. Did you see how I was trying to think and how I value the sources and then how I calculate quickly? Does it make any sense? Is it helpful? Because usually I would take a subject like this and I would spend 2 hours on it. And usually within 2 hours or even a half a day, you could actually come up to a couple of dozens of thousands, even 100,000. Because sometimes we get a big source like 5,000, 10,000 contacts. But you don't find it very immediately. You have to continue until you find those pearls, those cases. So this is what we wanted to share with you today. And let's bring this back to our question and answers and learn from each other. Sorry, I'm going to share the screen again.
Any questions at all, everyone?
Yeah, Eli.
Yeah, I have a question, if that's all right.
Yes, of course.
So do you also factor into your thinking how many clicks it takes to access all that information? Like if it's spread across, same amount of information spread across 2, 3, 4, 5 clicks deep within all of that, even if it's accessible, or how do you?
Yeah,
how do
it's
you
a good
think
question.
you're gonna approach that?
So usually the depth is 1, 2, 3 clicks. That's okay. It will take almost the same time with RTILA. Now, if there is like so many things and there is some challenge or some reCAPTCHA or something that blocks you from the next step, then we will put it aside. But if it's, for example, when I arrive on the trade fair listing of that company and there is 3 tabs and I need to click the 3 tabs to get the director tab, the manager tab, and whatever the sales tab to get the people, that's not a problem. We should go after them. So yes, clicks, 2, 3, 4 clicks. I think, Ryan, what is more important and more slow for RTILA is to reload the page. Clicking tabs is very fast, but reloading a page, you need to wait for it to reload and then scrap again.
So then is that factor in terms of number of items per page in terms of pagination structure, or?
Yeah, for now we don't do it because once you develop the pagination, it goes through all the pages. And sometimes you don't even need to develop the pagination because you see on the URL there is page number. We take that URL, we put it on Excel, and we get all the pages, incremental one. So sometimes we don't even have to develop the pagination. So that's why we are not, for us is not, sorry, the technical effort to reach the data is less important than the actual data we'll get at the end. So if the data is there and is a good number, I don't mind spending 2 hours of developer hour just to get this data. So if there's 5,000, 10,000 listings and there is a complicated way to get the data, but at the end I get the email, the phone number, the social media of the people and the company, I will spend the 2-3 hours of development. I think you can look at it that way more.
So then just to clarify, when you're talking about reloading of the page, that's not to do with pagination. What is that to do with?
So for example, sometimes you have, we don't have an example. Let's say this company here, you have two ways of separating data. Sometimes the trade fairs, they put company data in one tab, and then there is another tab where you have people or contacts. So there you have two types of display. One is that the page remains, it doesn't reload, and when you click the second tab, it will just refresh the same page. It will just refresh the data. So it doesn't load the page, it's much faster. That's what I meant. But sometimes when you click on contacts, even though it's a tab, it will actually reload and the URL will be different. So you need to wait another 5 seconds or 10 seconds. It will just slow down. It will just slow down the scrapping. It will not really prevent you from it, but it gives you also an indication as to how long it will take to get all this data.
Okay.
Yeah, more of that way.
Great, thank you.
Welcome. I don't see the question size, but Eli.
Can I just say something just very quickly?
Yes, please, Eli.
The way I see this is because the reason why I picked Chocolatiers is because it's quite a niche. So it's different from choosing a bigger niche where you can have 5,000, 10,000, 100,000. So the way I would do it in my head is I would account everything from 1 to 3. So if my niche is very small and it's a miracle for me to get 1,000, then obviously that'd be my 1.
You're right. Yeah.
If I obviously get 250, then that could be my 2, and etc. While if I was looking for car salesman, then my 1 may be, let's say, 50,000, you know, and my 2, and so on and so forth. So I suppose you're going to look at your niche and just keep it simple from 1, 2, and 3, depending on the size of what's potentially you can get from 1 to 3, if that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense, and thank you for bringing that subject. Yes, the more niche you go, definitely you have less results, but then also your competition has less results. So at the end, you get maybe a better conversion. Now, definitely, you're right, Eli. Thank you for bringing this out. And you guys can calibrate your like, for example, you as a business owner, you're going to guide your marketing team or discovery team or whichever team is going to do this job if you delegate it. So you can set those coefficients or those levies that when the niche when the niche itself is small, then for us 100 with email, phone, and social media, 100. That's for us level 2 or level 1. You define those rules for every project. That's why we usually create, we replicate this Google Sheet for every specific scrapping project because it can be different.
Can't hear you.
Yeah.
Just prepared your voice.
So, you know, we love automating, but this part, we didn't know how to automate it.
Is anybody having had problems hearing him, or is it just me?
Ryan, do you hear? Do you hear me and hear? Yeah.
I can hear you just fine, yeah.
So maybe Eli, it's on your side.
No, it is on my side. Sorry, I've reconnected again. Sorry.
No worries.
Going into Slovakia.
Yeah, I see Dr. Charity. I hope it's you or it's your AI listener. I don't know if you want to jump in because you're also working on some sources and some insights from you would be also nice. Cyrus, please don't be shy. Zach as well.
Yes, I'm here, but I'm just sitting back learning.
Okay, cool.
I'm just sitting back learning. That's all.
Excellent, excellent. Kyle, please, yes, please come up.
Thank you very much for that presentation. I think it was good. I just wanted to comment that I think these kind of presentations are helpful because I can actually see like how it's actually done, the processes that go on when doing things. So I just wanted to comment on that, and maybe to see that in the future, I would appreciate that.
No, thank you for your support, Kyle, and please, guys, this is just our own perspective and our own experience. So you go ahead and make it better, adapt it to your industry or approach. So what I notice on our side is that North America, say US and Canada, there is so much data. There is so many leads everywhere. Public, government gives you leads. Government databases are full of leads. Agencies, national. So you have like federal, and then how you call it, state, and then county level in the US. So you have all these levels, and they all have directories, associations, member lists. It's plenty rich in the US and Canada. So you guys know better your economy, how it is structured. And another thing, Zach, I think you're more familiar with that. Usually what we also go after is, how you call it, let me show you an example. Do you guys still see my screen? Yeah? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, Estonia 20 registry. I'll try to find, I forgot. So Switzerland has that. Many countries in Europe, they have this. Okay. I'm going to open 3 or 4, as we did before. Now 5 or 6, I said. I think. I'll just double check if this is really the what I was looking for as an example. It's pretty slow. So you see here they have for Belgium, Denmark. So it's not only Estonia. It's like many places. So look what we have found here. What do we have? This is not what I was looking for, but it's pretty similar. Yeah, this is not what I was looking for. Sorry, I'm going to just try to find the correct website. Looks very similar though. Okay, let's see here. There is English. English. Okay. Not sure if it's my internet connection or if it's okay. So let's open them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we look at the data. What do we have? We have initial capital, people, relation to this company, personal identification code. That's there is some financial data. There are phone numbers, mobile phone numbers, guys. Direct email to a person, address. Do you see what I see? This is on the official company register. I have a lot of leads over there. I have the founders' data. I have how much revenue they make, and I know if they're shareholders or directors. And I have emails and phone number and personal ones. So this is going to go into my list. So let's bring this up here. Let's bring it into our little list, which is, this is where the whole directory is. And then I'm going to take one of these examples, this one. And this is also one of my favorite sources, actually. So this is called ARI Register. ARI Register in Estonia. And do you have an idea on what's the number here? Company registers, it's in the millions. Like, there's almost no company register in any jurisdiction that doesn't have about 1 million entries. So it's all about, so here, just for one keyword, which is solar, there is 1,000 enterprises. Zach, you're mute, I think. Or maybe you have microphone problem. If you don't mind putting in the chat, and then Eli will be your voice.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
No
So this is US and European registrations also?
Yeah, this is European registration. A lot of European countries, they publish all this publicly. And I know that some states in the US, I think like, I forgot if it was Wyoming, not Wyoming, sorry. Wyoming does not, like Delaware, Wyoming, Nevada, they don't really publish much data. But there are some other states, they put the founder and even phone number, sometimes emails. So maybe you can check in Florida or in Georgia.
Right.
They may as well, you know, at least put the founders' names, the shareholders and the directors, and then we go on social media and find their contact. But at least we could pull all the companies that were formed in the last 1 year. Because let's say I'm an accountant, Zach, or I'm a financial advisor. Maybe good companies for me are companies that have been just registered in the last 6 months.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That alone is a value. So if I can find company name, address, and founder A, founder B, is worth for me to do the bot and reach out to these people, because these are hot leads.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you're saying that this registry also has US registrations, or some of them?
No, this one is just Estonia, but Switzerland has the same, and they give almost as much data.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's just those in Estonia. Okay.
Yeah, it's just to show you guys how much data is out there.
Yeah, sure.
And you just need to think, where are these guys coming together, or who is regulating them? Because the regulator are often the ones that spill the beans, or how you say it. The regulators will give us a lot of information about their regulatees. And you're in the financial sector. So if you take like a financial advisory board, because they want you to contact these people and be contacted, they usually will give you the phone number and so on. Because let's say even for privacy, data privacy, they must display the DPO contact, so they can reach out to them and complain. So all these regulators, they're forcing data, B2B, at least the B2B, not personal, but the B2B data sharing is almost forced by the regulators, which is good for us.
It is.
Yeah. So I hope it makes sense, and you guys can see some value in your own niche, and you in every industry, like real estate, like even like steel manufacturing or metal manufacturing, the people of that industry, they know, because themselves they go to those trade fairs, they go to those directories, they want to register there. Yellow pages, white pages, these kind of things. There are plenty of them. And usually what I like to do, guys, is we exhaust this technique first. Once we exhaust this technique, then we use Google Maps. Google Maps has also millions and millions of data, but Google Maps takes a bit more effort. Zach, you have this experience. How many did you scrape?
Andre built one. Andre built at least one for us. Yeah.
So how many did you scrape, just to have an idea, if it's okay to share?
I cannot imagine. It's thousands. It was just in the first few weeks it pulled up thousands.
Yeah, I think Google Maps, I would say there is at least 100 million business listings if you take multiple countries. It's a gigantic database, but it's a bit more hard work. So I would do this first, Zach. I would find like Eli said, very industry oriented niche, either geographically narrowed, time narrowed, and industry narrowed. If we bring these two, geography, time, and industry, that's already a very nice targeting. And I exhaust that. That will be my first quality leads, and then I go to Google Maps, and then I go to Trustpilot, and then I go to Yellow Pages, Craigslist, or whatever is in there, social media. So Eli, we've done 1 hour and 15 minutes. We're about our usual time.
That's not bad. I'm just going to jump in just quickly. I had a problem a couple of months ago, and it was a problem trying to find leads and sources. Being creative, I didn't know where to go. So what I was doing, I did a deep dive with AI. All right. I said to AI, literally, I'm trying to do A, B, and C. I'm looking for charities, but I do not have a clue, as this is my problem. But I have found them at certain place, but I'm still having issues. Please do me a complete, extensive list of other places of extensive associations that could help me in whatever given way. And when it did a deep dive, it came back 2 minutes, and I had all the sources, all those main sources that have all this information. It found it for me.
Wow.
Be as specific as possible. Also tell it what you've done already, so then it knows, okay, yeah, you've searched that place. Okay, so let's not go in that direction, and so on and so forth. And it found everything for me to the 70%. I had a creative block, and it literally did everything for me. And then obviously I went through the process, which is what Mohammed did, similar to what he did. He showed me actually today, especially with this cheat, is amazing. But yeah, and then I took the deep dive and I found amazing sources that probably would have taken me days because it was a niche I was looking for.
That's super cool. Yeah, that's super powerful. Ah, well done, well done. So how you call, is this what we call deep search or it's different?
Yeah, so at the time it was Google that was doing it, but you can do deep search obviously on other AIs. But I tend to use Google only, and the reason being is because you're trying to patch into Google anyway, right?
Yeah.
You just try to look for the information via Google. So it makes sense to me. Google's deep search also patches into Google Maps. So you can use Google to also patch into Google Maps with the AI.
That's right.
And also it patches into the search engine. So it's the core center of where it does its, how can I say, it also does trends, Google Trends. It patches into Google Trends. So you've got Google Trends, Google Maps, Google Search, and amongst other Google services. And you just go for the deep in Google, deep dive, and it'll check all those. And if you want to make sure it does it, say use Google Maps, also search, and blah, 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 and do me a deep dive. And it'll search it for you. And it'll say, right, okay, go to that association, go to that. And I was like, oh, shocked. That's what AI is. You've got to get your mind out of doing the traditional way. It's always best to know the traditional way, because if you know the traditional way, you know what to ask for with AI.
Exactly.
So the fundamentals still count, but use AI. It's patched into the whole thing. Use Google.
Thank you. Thank you, Eli. That's very nice. And it reminded me of one point. If there is no other questions, I have one point to highlight, but I don't want to block someone.
Kyle has raised his hand.
Who raised the hand?
Kyle.
Kyle, please come ahead.
Yeah, just one question before we end, I guess. Yeah, so I noticed that you shared some files for the meetings with Google Meet. So I don't know if anyone else has the problem, but for me, when I tried to access it, it required a permission, so I couldn't access the file.
Okay. Yes. No, we're actually trying to solve. There is still a little bug, but we're creating a section with all the downloads, things that will be in RTILA in your account, and we will send you guys an email. But when that happens, now we will take a look, and we can grant. I think some Google Sheets you need to request, and then we need to approve. Is that correct? Some Google documents.
Yeah. It says like request access.
Yeah, please do it, and then we will approve. If not, we're gonna compile all this anyway and give it to you in your login area in RTILA.com. It will come.
Okay.
So we're still building the infrastructure behind to manage our AI program. For now, it's just email and basic meeting links. But we have now a task management that is in place that we will share. We will invite you soon, and then we will have a community files resources sharing management tool as well.
Yeah, sounds great.
Superb, Kyle. And Eli, there's one point also that could be good for you guys if you come short of sources, and I will show you here. It's the marketplaces like Alibaba, So actually, Alibaba and so on, they have millions and millions and millions of websites, of companies. So let's take a look. And some companies are better than others. So I'm gonna just open two of them, EuroPages.com. And then we will look at Alibaba.com also very quickly. But if I go here in English, 2.2 million companies. Okay, let's see if I do food. I'm so creative. Everything is about my tummy.
I joined your club long ago.
So I didn't create an account. So sometimes you have to create a free account and then you get access to contact. But let's just, as a curiosity of marketplaces, I'm going to open 1, 2, 3, 4, these are company name with their products, and 5. And then I look at the profile. So we have verified, that's good for me. Somebody verified for me that this is a real company. I'll value this. You also have how much they're responsive. You don't want to email somebody that never replies. So this kind of information, sorry, I hear myself again. Company name, quality of the contact is here. Then I have phone number. How can I, oh, phone number, you just have to click. I was expecting that we need to register. So I get the phone number, I get the VAT number, I need to log in. Visit website, is that their website? Yes, so I get the website. So you see, from the marketplace, I have access to millions of companies here with some very interesting data. So I'll put this actually. This is a good source for us, and it's EuroPages. So let's put it, where is it? Here. EuroPages. This is a single listing. And now here is the big thing, is that it's 5 million. That's a lot, huh?
Oh yeah.
That becomes already number 1, even if the data is medium. And here it's all sectors. And then business URL, yes. Social media, I'm not sure. Sometimes they put it. Location. Oh, the founding year and the number of employees, I would take that as well. So I think the data is quite good. Let's look at another 2 or 3 in case they display more. Verified. Phone number, website. Yeah, they don't display social media, so I can finish my lines already now here. But this is a gigantic source. Business social media, no. Business address, yes. Business phone, yes. Business email, no. Huh? Because there was contact supplier, what happens? Yeah, I need to go through their website. And they give you 3,000. This is quite good. 3,000 is for the message. So we could actually use a RTILA bot to send messages automatically without knowing their email. So that could be useful, but we don't have the email though. So I'll just finish this, but this can be very powerful. No business email, but then let's add a column, which I think is valuable here, is contact form, because we can abuse that, we can automate that. And even though this doesn't have, so contact form, I will have to go back and do it for the others. I think the others don't have it, but this one has it. But you got the concept. You see, already we are customizing this list with this example. And there we go.
Mohammed, I have a quick
Yes.
question.
Yes, please.
If we have, let's just say, a large amount of raw data that we have scraped and put into I guess it's the JSONB that you spoke of last time.
Yes.
I may have missed something in the beginning. I had something else I had to work on while I was listening earlier, or in the room, I should say. Will the RTILA bots or be able to kind of filter the raw data into these columns? Is that what we're trying to do?
That's a good question. So maybe I can just give a little bit of summary on how we intend or how we are using JSONB.
Yeah.
So in these examples, when I was going onto some pages, when you see that the data is always structured in the same way, phone number, this, email, this, so there is like a placeholder and the data, placeholder data in the same place every time. That's called normalized data. So that when we scrape it with RTILA, we scrape it as individual fields, and then we put it in the database as individual fields. Yeah.
Correct.
This is normative data, and it goes into one field, one data type. Now, let's say we have a blob where it says that Mohammed is the manager and he has been doing this for 10 years, and my email is in the blob. So it's not like in a dedicated spot.
Right.
That is the blob that we will scrap it with RTILA, put it in the JSONB, and then use AI to extract and normalize that data into individual fields.
Okay, but that's what we're talking about is using the AI to filter it down to these specific columns.
Exactly. When the source did not separate that data in a nice way for us, it's okay. We grab, even like if you're lazy, you can take the whole text content of the page and not even do CSS selector as AI. That's the next step. We are experimenting with the Node.js package called Cheerio, and the idea is to take all the text of the page, send it to Cheerio, get back markdown, send it to the AI, get back the fields, and then I don't have to find a CSS selector. It will find for me name, first name, last name, email, phone. So we are working on that avenue for now, and JSONB helps with that, because we will throw all that markdown text into JSONB, and then from JSONB we send it to the AI, Llama 3, like we installed on your computer, and then get it back and put it in our database.
Thank you again for that.
Sorry?
I said thank you again for that.
No, pleasure, and actually we have to publish that video so that everyone can install and use Llama 3.2, I think we used on your computer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I hope that answers your question, Zach.
It does. Thank you so much.
Super, super. Please don't be shy, guys. We still can take a few minutes and answer any questions. Justin, you've been quiet. And I don't know if it is AI or if it's Justin.
One thing I want to ask you, you say that you can contact through web contact forms. So you can contact through there, which is really powerful because two reasons really, because emails are one thing because you can contact the people directly. But the thing is, you can sneak in with web contacts, because when you send a message through web contacts, you're a trusted source automatically when the email is sent, if that makes sense. Maybe you want to discuss why that's the case, so they understand why we would be trusted in that way, or do you want me to explain?
So actually, this is part of our strategy. So we will share with you guys this template. I'm going to share my screen again. I made a mistake. I want to share my screen to show you a light, just to serve your good point. Please let me know when you see the.
See it.
See it? Okay. I'm going too fast. Here. Let's make this smaller. And if I go, forgot which project we did it, but we did it with Fabian. I think it was far. Yes, here. So we did a bot. So you saw I was scoring the sources if they have the business URL. And it's important for us because from the business URL, we can do much more. Then we did a crawler. We did a generic crawler that crawls the first 5-10 pages of a website and find all the Facebook, LinkedIn of that business, even if we didn't have it before. But also here, we pick up the contact pages. So you see here now what I have. I'm going to try to make it smaller. We go directly to the contact page, and we did another bot that almost recognizes all the field and pre-fills them, and then just wait for you to double check and click. Because these guys, they are trusting their own form, so they will receive the email. That's what you're saying, Eli. This is a trusted source of contact, and we didn't send an email. We didn't have to warm up our email and anti-spam and all this. And this is what we've done. So we've gone through and we got all their contact, all the websites that had contact pages, we grabbed them here. And now we can go and send the bot that can go on every contact page. So we could also add a column in the sources if we have a contact page. Actually, I added it. So this also will go to the contact page. This one will go to the top contact page, and this also goes to the contact page directly. So it's not yet working very well. That's why we didn't share it. But maybe with you guys, with the AIA program, we will share with you the early version of, we call it the generic contact page spammer or a contactor. But yes, does it correlate to what you were saying?
Yeah, definitely. I've tested emails in the thousands, and I did the contact. I used to use contact forms. I used to contact 5 million businesses in a day.
Wow.
I was able to do 5 million in a day, and I used to do that daily. So I
by
did
email or by contact form?
By contact forms. Yeah, emails, you need a huge amount of resources for that. But contact forms, I was able to do 5 million businesses a day. And what I noticed, it was so easy to do, because once you've done the legwork at the beginning, setting everything up in the AI, whatever the case may be, you just set it and forget it. And I just had to get up in the morning, just double check something for about five minutes, just to make sure everything's all right, and walk away from it. And so, yeah, you can go up to 15 million, but I just didn't have the resources to do that.
And also, if it's standardized, so when it's contact form on each individual websites, they all have different code in the back end, so you need to adapt it with RTILA. But we are finding a way where we're catching 80% of the fields, and then we are gonna see how to use AI to find the remaining 20%, and then we know how to fill up the form. So we're getting there. But what we notice is that every now and then you recognize the technology they're using. So now we are separating WordPress websites, Shopify, Magento. We know that the contact page and this is always this format, or they use this script or whatever. And now we're building also like adapted bots for those type of contact pages. And then you can scale, because you don't have to code every automation for every contact page.
Well, let's have a conversation about that, because like I said, I dreamt doing that for a whole year. So, and like I said, 5 million a day, but I could help you differentiate.
Sure, let's fine tune this and then share it with the community.
Yeah, do we have almost like apps in the marketplace for this?
Not yet. We didn't publish it.
Good. Yeah, that would be good, because I think that's one I would buy.
Yeah, no, definitely. We're gonna release it.
The message boards, and this is one of the things that I think we should be doing is, if we're building something that's useful, put it in the marketplace and allow the creator to make some money. That's one of the things that's so exciting about this to me is I do not have the technical background that many of you do, and through Mohammed's team, I was able to at least sponsor the build on a few automations, and whether it makes a lot of money or not, it's exciting to say that I've created something, and
definitely.
If there's a little bit of money that comes in from it, that's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be something to show people as examples of what you can do with the software, and like you're saying, messaging these message forms. I mean, I need a resource to do that myself. So let's.
Now we're gonna push that and push yours as well. I think you did 3 or 5. We need to push them.
4 for Go High Level and 1 for WordPress.
Oh yeah, Go High Level and WordPress. Yeah, let's push that next week, and then. So the reason why we didn't push this contact form is because, let's say, for not consumer but like for first user who come to RTILA, it doesn't work for it only works like 50% of the cases, 60% of the cases. It will give a bad image. But for advanced users like you who understand the volume, and you know that even if you lose 50%, it's still 50% of a million. It's huge. So we were thinking to release it in that way for professionals first. Between us, we run it, we fine tune it, we enhance it with AI, and then later on, maybe for this particular one, we will make it available to a larger public.
Yeah,
that was the idea behind it. Yeah. But definitely we will activate the marketplace. Yes, Zach, please.
No, I was just going to say, but yes, let's help each other monetize these a little bit.
Sure, definitely.
Even small charges could be significant you know, Eli, if you build something and, you know, 10,000 people download it, it could be a nice, you deserve it.
Yeah, definitely. Let's
think
push more.
The hardest bit is once RTILA is out of beta, when it comes to doing that, it's getting the list. I've got a huge list, and what I can do is I can, as always, I'll partner with Mohammed, and I can, you know, we'll sort out how we're going to deal with the list, because it takes time getting the list of websites and stuff like that, and I've got a few million cleaned list.
That's also something we can add to the marketplace, like and Eli, as a data set. We were thinking to open a section, data sets, with lists and so on. Because
I can do that.
Yeah, perfect. So you scrape, I scrape, he scrapes, and then maybe we ask for a couple of dollars, but then our responsibility is to maintain it every month. And I think people will be happy to pay a couple of dollars per month.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a, you know, $10 or $20 per year, most people are they're saving so much time with these automations. I mean, maybe at some point down the road, they don't need it, but even if they just purchase it for a few years, it could be a great resource for them, and it could be revenue for whoever the creator is.
No, definitely. We have put that aside. Sorry for delaying that, Zach, but yeah, the marketplace is definitely good for the community. We'll catch up on that. Cool, guys. We're getting into the hour and a half. Any question? Anybody wants to bring in a point? Please don't be shy. Justin, I saw your message that you were real. It was not your AI, so not taken.
Thanks so much for investing the time in this every week, gang. I really appreciate it.
Pleasure. And this was actually a suggestion for Kim that motivated me and the team to kind of create this rhythm, a weekly basis. There's always something to share. So I'm looking forward also to the next week, another subject.
I think what really helps is the practical process tips. It's the process which helps people, and not just giving the output, but the actual process to get to the journey of that output. I think that's far more significant, and it's helping a lot of people, including myself.
Excellent. Yes, so Justin saying use case IDs is extremely helpful. Yes, sure, taken as well. Like for different industries, different use cases. Yeah, we'll add that actually. Maybe, so when I was with the UN and we do training, we always had the bad use case and the good use case. Like the do's and the don't. I forgot to add that. Ryan, anything at the pedagogical level? I think you have experience there as well. Yeah.
I'm good. I was just gonna put it in the chat. Definitely agree, Eli, with what you just said in terms of the value of learning the process and the approach. You know, the tool is one piece of it, but without the right methodology, approach, and process, it's you know, it's a wheel without an engine kind of thing. So appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the tool is the last thing in the mix. The process is the most important, because once you know the process, you can take pretty much any tool and then you can work with it. But obviously, the better the tool and you go with the process, obviously you go further. But the process is the fundamentals is always the most important before you can use the tool.
Yeah, and that was one of the first exercises we did at the very beginning, Zach, if you remember, with the BPMN. I think when you saw the BPMN also, that made a bit of sense.
Absolutely.
No, it's great. We're happy that you guys see some value. We really didn't know much how this program can go. But I think now with our experiences, the common knowledge and the infrastructure, so we've delivered another 2 AI automation backends. So Zach, hopefully we're coming to you guys one by one. But it's so much powerful because what we are speaking about is actually being done right now. The data is being put in a database, and it's getting now in the hundreds of thousands of rows. So soon we will break into the million rows of data. And I think that will start to become very significant for all of us when we break into the millions. So we will continue pushing hard work. And if we've covered enough, guys, I think I'll be happy to wish you guys a good end of afternoon for Eastern time.
Yes.
Good
Okay.
lunch for Western time, and Asia and our area, a good night, a good morning.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay.
guys.
Thank you, Gary.
Everybody
See you
take
later.
care.
Sayonara.
Sayonara.